Hey there guys, Jay here from Fandom for All, and today on the table, Marvel Legends, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings Wave, Iron Man, Tony Stark, AI. This figure, as you can tell by the bright colors and the suit design, is a comic-inspired figure, not an MCU-inspired figure, but nonetheless, one of the figures I was extremely excited to pick up from this wave. So, we're going to take a look at the packaging, and then we're going to bust this figure wide open. So as for packaging, you've got art on both sides of this figure of Tony Stark in his AI form. You've got the name of the figure, the series it's from, the Hasbro logo, the Legend series, this Iron Man crest here, and Build-A-Figure Marvel's Mr. Hyde on the back. You've got a breakdown of all the figures in the wave, this full art of Tony Stark here, Mr. Hyde fully assembled right here, all the legal information, the warning information, which continues down onto the back. This right here is each sold separately in tons of different languages. And here is Tony Stark AI's bio blurb. And I'm going to read it to you guys. Tony Stark AI. After a tragic battle, Tony Stark lives on in digital form as a hologram at the helm of a high-powered robotic suit of armor. So yeah, guys, that's the packaging for this figure. I'm going to open this guy up, and I'll be right back. So, here is Tony Stark AI with the accessories, with the extra hands that he comes with in the package. And the first thing I noticed right out of the package is that his ab crunch and some of his leg motion, and even some of the arm and the head, is incredibly loose. Now, that is a minor disappointment for an otherwise excellent figure. The paint job on this figure is exquisite with the bright blues, the bright crimson, and the shiny yellow. All around, the detailing, the molded detail, the sculpted detail is impeccable. What you've come to expect from a Marvel Legends figure, truthfully. And Tony Stark is no exception. Especially the use of translucent plastic here on the head. It really does bring this figure all together. I've really been waiting for a figure of this version of Tony Stark since he appeared in the comics not too long ago. And I have to say, this is all I could have wanted from a figure. Because not only do we get this head, we get a few other accessories, including extra hands and a helmet and some blast effects. We'll check those out in a minute. But first, let's check out the articulation on Tony Stark. So it's the same that really comes with most Marvel Legends. You've got all the bends in the legs. The double jointed knee is present. His calf here swivels at his boot. And his foot goes in and out like a Marvel Legends figure would. The arm has a double jointed elbow, which I really love about these figures. There's a swivel at the bicep. And a shoulder out and forward and around. Head is on a ball joint. Pretty much what you'd expect from a ball joint head. There's an ab crunch. There's an ab swivel. Hey, baby. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, yes, this Tony Stark figure is a wonderful addition to my collection. And now, since we've broken down detail and articulation, we're going to take a look at Tony's accessories that come with this figure. Alright guys, be right back. Starting off our list of accessories, I'm going to do the Build-A-Figure piece first. This is the right leg of Mr. Hyde. You've got that nice knee bend there, and a swivel at the knee. The feet do the same thing all Marvel Legends feet do. So yeah, it's just a leg as of right now. But it's a nice leg. The color green is really nice, and the shiny black on the wingtip detail on the shoes just bring this piece together. Next up on our accessories list are these extra set of hands, which are fitted with little millimeter holes for repulsor blasts, which we'll look at next. These repulsor blasts are molded in the same translucent plastic as the head sculpt of this figure. They do come apart right here. Not sure why, but it's nice. And the explosion here where they've blasted out is a nice detail as well. Last on the list is this awesome extra helmet. You can hardly see it, but there is blue There you go. There's blue in the mouth and on the eyes. Same wonderful red, same brilliant yellow that is present in the entirety of the figure. So there's that extra helmet. And now we're going to look at Tony with all of his accessories applied. All right, here's Tony Stark AI with the helmet, the new hands, and the blast effects all together, creating this awesome battle stance. It looks really complete in this form. This is probably one of my favorite Iron Man figures I've seen as of late. Details really nice. Again, just like to dote on the details of Marvel Legends, but the blast effects and the helmet really do bring this figure together. You get the same range of motion. Of course, something else you can do is if you have a figure stand, namely a flight figure stand, you can, of course, display Tony as if he is flying, which is probably how I will display this figure upon a shelf if I decide to leave him out of box. I do think I like having the waves on their own shelves, so this figure would be soaring out of the back, of course. So there's Tony Stark with all his accessories, and next we're going to compare him to another figure in the line. Here is our Iron Man Tony Stark AI figure right alongside the Wenwu figure from the MCU faction of this wave. Now, of course, there is noticeable difference in style and paint because, of course, like I said, this is an MCU figure, this is a comics figure. But I did want to compare these two figures because I feel like the greatest missed opportunity within the MCU is having Tony Stark go head-to-head with his arch nemesis, the Mandarin. And while I do love the fact that they have given the Mandarin a new name, new purpose, and new role in the MCU, it would have been great to see Tony Stark go up against him. Now, of course, seeing Shang-Chi go against him will be just as cool. I love it when they rewrite villains to fit other heroes. Still would have been nice to see a Tony and Wenwu interaction at some point, and maybe if we get the AI version of Tony in the MCU one day, we might. So these two figures look great side by side. Detail on both is incredible. Paint job is incredible. And since you've seen this comparison, I'm going to come right back and give you my final thoughts on this figure. So as for final thoughts on this figure, again, it's a really, really nice and detailed and well-painted figure. The articulation is phenomenal. And I look forward to displaying him alongside some other comic book figures that I own. I really, really, really like that they've included a helmet just so you can have dynamic posing. The hologram head is also just perfect. That translucent blue plastic really works here. They could have just as easily done a light blue and a dark blue in a solid paint and it would have looked nice, but this is what makes Marvel Legends so appealing to me, is they don't hold back when it comes to detail work. Again, excellent figure. I look forward to reviewing the final 4 figures within this line in Shang-Chi and Xialing, Civil Warrior, and Death Dealer. And those will be coming in the coming weeks leading up to this film's release. Comes out 2 days after my birthday, or 7 days after my birthday, or before, but it's still right around my birthday, and I am so excited to see it in live action. We won't be seeing this figure, of course, but the Shang-Chi movie is still right around my birthday, and I'm very excited. So we will be having reviews leading up to that point. Once again, this has been the AI Tony Stark figure from the Marvel Legends Mr. Hyde wave. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to follow us on all of our socials, which will be in the description. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment what figures you'd like to see reviewed in the coming weeks. Alright guys, thanks for watching again. See you later.